You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Thursday, March 11th, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, William Shatner is set to celebrate this summer with a visit to the Star Trek set tour in Ticonderoga, New York. Our sister podcast Priority One is gearing up to celebrate their 500th episode, and I've got this week's virtual Star Trek events. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month of counseling at betterhelp.com/DSTN. First up today, the Star Trek Original Series set tour in Ticonderoga, New York, is set to host William Shatner this summer for his 90th birthday celebrations. Now, the Star Trek actor was actually born on March 22nd back in 1931, which makes his birthday just a couple weeks away. But the set tour announced recently that Shatner is booked to make an appearance there on July 23rd and 24th, and that part of his special visit will be to celebrate his monumental birthday. Now, Shatner has visited the set tour several times before. In fact, he was due to appear at a special scenic boat tour with the group last summer, before the event was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the tour has been open for business with modifications since last June, and the new summer event is taking precautions too. From their website, "The wait is over. Join us to celebrate William Shatner's 90th birthday. On July 23rd, 2021, Mr. Shatner will be visiting the amazing Star Trek Tour set recreation." Specifically addressing concerns over the virus, they added, "At this time, all events still fall under COVID restrictions. Masks, smaller groups, and distancing will be strictly enforced." Fans attending the birthday celebration have a variety of options to choose from, including a tour of the recreated sets, photo ops with the actor, and personalized autographs. Although the event's VIP all-inclusive package with the actor has sold out, general admission is still available, and the tour promises more events and tickets to be added in the future. Once again, the weekend birthday celebration is scheduled for July 23rd and 24th, 2021. For more information, visit StarTrekTour.com. Next up, what are you doing this Saturday? Want to celebrate a major milestone with one of the other Roddenberry podcasts? Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast, is hosting a mega event this Saturday, March 13th, in celebration of their 500th episode. The 500-minute virtual event will take place from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time via their Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch channels. They're encouraging donations as part of the celebrations to go to the Poor People's Campaign. Priority One executive producer Elio Yeo said in a statement, "As we celebrate our 500th episode and 10 years of podcasting, it is important for us to remember that we are a community podcast produced by talented and passionate volunteers. In return, we must endeavor to support the community that has given us so much over these years. The Poor People's Campaign is an excellent example of an organization focused on supporting communities, people of color, immigrants, and other marginalized groups that may need support and resources not easily accessible to them." As part of the event, Priority One has partnered with Star Trek Online, Mixed Dimensions, and Forbidden Planet to offer giveaways throughout the day as their fundraising goals are met. Up for grabs are digital bundles, custom starships, and geek swag, but you have to watch to win. On the day, the Priority One crew will be joined by a variety of guests, including Rod Roddenberry, Star Trek Online design director Al Captain Gecko Rivera, Mary Chieffo, Alexander Siddig, and Alison Pitt, no relation. To find out more, including how to watch the stream, visit PriorityOnePodcast.com or follow their social media channels. Now, I've got the weekend's online events here in just a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Do you need someone to talk to? BetterHelp can do that. Now, BetterHelp is not a crisis line, but they can get you set up with a licensed professional counselor in under 48 hours. Here's how it works. When I signed up with BetterHelp, I took a short survey so they could match me with someone, and they matched me in just a couple of hours. Then it was just a day or two after that we got to work. You can start living a happier life today. And as a daily Star Trek news listener, you can get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp by visiting betterhelp.com/DSTN. And that's help, HELP. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health by visiting betterhelp.com/DSTN. That's HELP, betterhelp.com/DSTN. And a big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. Now, next up, a little bit of events. Now, it's kind of weird to think that virtual events were just like not a thing this time last year. But, here we are. And actually, they're kind of great. So here's a rundown of some of the virtual Star Trek events taking place over the next week. First up, today through Saturday, that's Thursday, March 11th through Saturday, March 13th, Cal State LA is hosting EagleCon. That's their event that aims to educate Cal State LA students and other members of the greater Los Angeles community about the history and impact of diverse voices in science fiction and fantasy. In addition to 3 great days of programming, George Takei will appear as a special guest on Friday, first in a panel on Star Trek and Infinite Diversity with Mike and Denise Okuda, and later to receive EagleCon's special Prism Award. The event is free for all attendees. To find out more about EagleCon and how to register, visit calstatela.edu. Next up, Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast, is hosting their 500th episode 500-minute live stream this Saturday, March 13th from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. With celebrity guests and giveaways, it's not to be missed. The entire event is free with donations encouraged to the Poor People's Campaign. Catch it on Priority One's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. And to find out more, head to PriorityOnePodcast.com. Then on Sunday, March 14th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, Star Trek guest actor David Warner will be appearing with the cast of Tron at GalaxyCon Live. As per usual, registration is free but required, and you can purchase extras like autographs and one-on-one chats. To find out more, visit GalaxyCon.com. And finally, next Wednesday, March 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, former Star Trek Picard showrunner Michael Chabon will be joining the Jefferson Humanities Forum from the Thomas Jefferson University in a discussion about the relationship between writing, memoir, fiction, and family. Tickets to the discussion are free with registration. To find out more, visit jefferson.edu. Now, if you have an online event or a gathering that you'd like for me to promote on the show, then please let me know. How are you getting together with your fellow Trekkies without leaving the house? Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, with selected stories by Chris Peterson and events by Marina Kravchuk. Today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month of counseling at betterhelp.com/DSTN. Finally, please make sure that you're signed up for the Daily Star Trek newsletter at dailystartreknews.com/contact. Get all the day's Star Trek news delivered straight to your inbox every weekday morning. I'm back tomorrow with more of the Star Trek news you need to know and the answer to this week's Trek Trivia. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.